Welcome back to Reimagining Our Faith. Glad you joined me this week as we are finishing up our focus on bread. Have you ever discovered your favorite kind of bread? We've talked about it. Are you still trying to figure out the different kinds? I don't know if you know this, but in the scripture, bread is mentioned over 360 times. And as we discussed earlier, how in the Old Testament, God allowed manna to fall from the sky and he provided it for the Israelites. Well, today, I want us to look into the New Testament. And I want us to see about a time when Jesus provided bread to thousands of people. So let's turn our attention to Matthew 9, when Jesus was out teaching on the side of the mountain and he had the crowd of at least 5,000 men, plus women and children. These folks had been sitting and listening to the Messiah teach and share with a large crowd. And as I study this passage, I am deeply impressed how Jesus on this day not only addresses their spiritual need, but he also is concerned with their physical needs. You see, Jesus knew that the crowd was hungry and needed some food. But those disciples, they were not really willing or wanting to meet the people's needs. Instead, they tried to advise Jesus to go, let them find food in a nearby village or countryside. And instead, Jesus and the disciple found a little boy who had brought a basket of food for himself and his family. And Jesus took those 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish and blessed it. That little amount of food was multiplied and it fed that large crowd. And what is absolutely amazing is how Jesus didn't have just enough food for the crowd. No, he had 12 baskets left over. As I ponder these facts, I have to realize that Jesus more than met their spiritual needs. He met their physical needs. He fed that large crowd and had plenty of food. It causes me to pause and to remember how Jesus took control of that situation and he gave them everything they needed. I try to put myself in that situation. Would I be thankful for the food that day, the fish and the bread? Or would I have tried to take control of the situation and done what I thought was best, like the disciples? You see, one of the small points that I've missed all these times that I've taught this story is how the disciples did not really care about the crowd's needs. They were willing to gather the crowd, let Jesus teach to them, and then send them home hungry. And instead, I love to see how the Lord, the Messiah, the Father's Son, my Jesus, knew what he was doing when he took a little boy's lunch and fed over 5,000 people. He fed them both nourishment and spiritual bread. So maybe the next time when God provides something that we're not quite expecting, we should examine our hearts, our minds, and our attitudes and see God's provision in a new light. John 6:57 says, "As the living Father sent me, I live because of the Father. So whoever feeds on me, he also will live because of me." Today, allow this to simmer and maybe pause your steps and make you rely fully on God's provision. As we have kneaded our way through the scriptures and looked at bread in the scriptures, I hope you've considered these verses. Have you allowed it to sit and to rise in you? Have you been stretched and pulled with your thoughts on how Jesus is the bread of life? I hope it has made you consider the sweetness of God, his gift to us. You see, Jesus was God in the flesh. He is offering something to us much greater than just a loaf of bread. Jesus is offering a life of satisfaction, of fulfillment, and purpose. It is life everlasting, where we put our faith and trust in Jesus. Will you take it and eat? That table is set and the offer is made. Jesus is the meal and the choice is yours. I want to encourage you to remember to taste and see the goodness of God. Remember, Psalm 34 verse 8 says, "Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man who takes refuge or trust in him." How are you doing that today? How is your trust and how is your refuge? Remember, that table is set and the offer is made. May you go in peace.